Well, it's been a bit longer than what I was expecting it to be, but I can now return to putting videos up on YouTube. And we're going to start off today with an episode with a game against Liverpool. Yeah, you heard me. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 10 of Club 2 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where, if you haven't already seen the video where I said videos will be resuming shortly, I'm in a new house. Yeah, I'm in my first property with my other half, so we're very excited to be here. I say we, she's currently at work. But yeah, moved in, all settled in. My camera's wobbling all over the place, so I'm going to take my hands off of the table because it is a bit of a wobbly table. But yeah, we're here, we're ready to go, and hopefully we're going to have a good rest of the season. We did pause the season for a little bit. That was a bit disappointing, but now we're back, and if you're excited to see how we do now that we are back, please leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content from this face right here. So episode 10, I'm going to completely level with you. I'd recorded this before I'd moved house, and I'd recorded the games that you're probably going to have in your head, which are the games against Cambridge United and Grimsby Town. Spoilers, we won one, drew one. Now, the reason you're not seeing those games, for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why, no sound whatsoever on the video. Played it back, did what I could to try and get sound back, couldn't get it. Microphone was not muted. It was something on OBS that had muted that I hadn't touched, or at least I don't think I'd touched, so no idea why that did that. But unfortunately, that means those games did get missed. But it does mean we get to come back, first of all, for the EFL Trophy Northern Section 3rd round. That's an important trophy. And then just a cheeky little game against Liverpool at Anfield. I'm a bit excited about that one. They are both away games. I am not expecting much as a result, but that's the form we've been in. It's been exceptional form since the Wigan game. That's since the Lincoln City game. We have won or drawn every game. We are looking good. Zach Emerson is banging the goals in for fun, but we do have a couple of problems, though. In fact, let's go to the team selection screen. Those issues are Phillips and Bristow, both out. Phillips is out for up to 3 weeks. Ethan Bristow is out for up to 4 weeks. Bristow's just got injured. Phillips has been injured, I think, since the Cambridge game. It might have been the Grimsby game. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, not great. But we are still doing very, very well in the league. In fact, if we go back and have a look, we are currently still first. I can't remember if we were first at all last time or not, but we are currently first in League One. Level on points with Peterborough. It's 2 goals is the swing of the goal difference. But we are still doing very, very well in the league, it has to be said. So, without any further ado, why don't we get to the game and see what happens, shall we? Here is the 11 we're going to be using to hopefully get 3 points. In fact, it's not even 3 points, to go through in the Papa John's Trophy against Doncaster. Here is the 11. It is Okonkwo in goal, Kilgore, Barnes and Kapakpe in defence with Lyons, Foster and Beck out wide. Cottrell and Shipley in the middle with Knight and Pollock supporting Emerson up front. Reason why Pollock is playing is because, again, with the injury to Phillips, we've had to kind of consider the fact that we've only got 2 strikers. And even then, I consider Tommy Lee, to be more of an attacking midfielder. So it kind of makes sense that we'll shift back to a 1-striker system and have the 2 supporting strikers, shadow strikers. They're basically supporting strikers. It's basically the same thing. But the thinking is we go with that because in the nicest possible way, don't have the personnel to not go with it. So we're going to just see what happens, and hopefully it does as well. I would like to think it does. We are still conceding the occasional sloppy goal, which is very disappointing. I have tweaked the tactics just so, in the hope that it will possibly help the situation. I don't know whether it will or not. It may not. But we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. Right, Shipley can't win the ball there. Udo goes to Harrop, but unfortunately for them, they can't win the ball. I'd like to see some more from Ben Knight as well. Again, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the episode that wasn't, or in the episode before that, but he has not been good recently. In fact, he's been the opposite of good recently. He has been plainly average and not had any impact on games at all. So we've had another word with him. We tweaked his tweaked his instructions ever so slightly in the hope that it gets something going. That was a nice clearance off the line for them, and it would have been an assist for Knight as well. And Knight actually has reacted well. All we've done with him, we're asking him to press all of the time, and we're also asking him to stay out wide a little bit more. And I'm hoping that that will just possibly just get us the result with him that we want to get. We just get something from him. I don't care whether he's a goal scorer, an assist machine, or he just plays well. I'd quite like him just to have good games. Emerson really should have buried that, but he's put way too much power onto it. And Lance Foster kind of caught in possession over Wilson, looking for Emerson again, can't find him, but it hasn't gone yet. And Ben Knight just heads it over. Good opportunity from him. Best player on the pitch in a Tranmere shirt so far. Followed closely behind by the left wing back, Beck. It's been a decent start from us, but again, the biggest problem that we've had is getting the first goal. We seem to really struggle, and a lot of the time we need to concede in order to wake ourselves up, and I don't really like that, and I'm hoping that's not what's going to be the case here. Right, Emerson drops deep, gets to Shipley. Shipley now, big ball over the top, looking for Pollock. Pollock, who has really been a bit of a star recently, and Finley Pollock gets his 4th goal of the season. I don't think I completely finished talking about him. We agreed him to be an impact sub, and in the last few games, we've kind of had to start him because he's been really, really good. Also, the personnel issue with having Josh Phillips injured and going to the 1 striker, 2 shadow striker system as opposed to the 1 shadow striker, 2 striker system means we need a bit more cover, and it's giving him an opportunity to really come in and impress he has. And it is 1-0. We do lead in this game. All of those chances were worth it. Only the 2 on target though. And it seems like Emerson is really struggling to get into the game in terms of being in a position to put the ball in the back of the net. Although we've seen him have a chance or two, and he has fluffed them a little bit, which is a bit frustrating. Right, Cottrell to Pollock. Pollock now looking for options. If Ben Knight makes a run here, I'd be very happy. He has made a run. Ben Knight is through, and Ben Knight gets his 6th goal of the season. It's been a while since he's actually put it in the back of the net, but he's put it in the back of the net. And the architect from that move, I gotta tell you, it was Ethan Pollock again. It's not even Ethan Pollock, it's Finley Pollock. I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I played this game, I'm not going to lie. It's been a while. That's a lie, actually. It's not been that long since I played this game. I have got a rebuild that I've, I don't know how to properly phrase it, beta tested. Go with that. Beta tested on my laptop while house move and all that kind of stuff was going on. I didn't really want to touch this save too much because, you know, it's on my computer. And also, I knew that when I got to this house, I wouldn't have internet, so I wouldn't have access to it. So I didn't really touch this. But I have touched a potential rebuild, which I am going to be doing. I don't know when it's going to happen, because I need a decent amount of time to get all the stuff ready for it. That's a disappointing goal for us to concede. The defence, again, just letting him come through there. It's very disappointing from us, and it's pegged back to 2-1. A bogus to Udo. What a pair of names that is for players. That's fantastic. And he just goes through our defensive line. Just didn't pick him up. We're very disappointed in ourselves there. Very disappointed indeed. Barnes is shattered. We didn't really rest him long enough between the last game and this one. But we are playing well. We are leading 2-1, and we have to be happy with that. Now, Sam Barnes is shattered. We are going to take him off. Hockenhull is going to come on in his place. And we're going to leave Zach Emerson on for now. I am tempted to change his role a little bit. I am tempted to make him a press, or do we make him a target forward? I think we're going to make him a pressing forward in a nice possible way. His passing's not that good, so let's try and get him a bit more involved in the game. We are going to tell him he's not played good enough. I'm going to see whether that gets a bit of a reaction from him. Sam Barnes has come off. To be honest, in the back of my mind, I've got that we're playing Liverpool next. I would quite like him to be as fresh as possible for that game, which means he's not going to have any training between now and then, other than maybe the day before, and that's if I'm feeling generous. I want him to be as fresh as possible. Right, Pakpe, back to Hockenhull. Hockenhull now, looking to get the ball forward. Sam Barnes has gone off. I don't actually know who our captain will be at the moment, because the regular captain, the vice captain, not on the pitch. I can't remember what order I've got the other players in. Cottrell heads it down, looking for Pollock. Pollock can't bring it down, but Hockenhull is there. I'd like to think it would be Hockenhull, but I don't actually think he's got that good enough stats. Pollock takes it down beautifully there, and Pollock really should be putting it in, but Emerson gets the rebound. Funnily enough, turn him off from being a poacher, does poacher things. What a world we live in. It's 3-1, and we are probably going through from the 3rd round to the 4th. I think it's the 3rd round. Really? 3rd round? I've forgotten. 3rd round in the northern section, yeah. So we're going through the 3rd round of the EFL trophy. Something tells me we will not be going through the 3rd round of the FA Cup in the next game. But you know what? It's going to be good fun to play Liverpool anyway. Right. Ben Knight, who's had a decent game today. Really happy to see him have a good one. Lovely little dribble there. Goes for the worldie. Doesn't get it. Garrett in goal manages to save it quite nicely. And it's getting towards substitute o'clock, and we will be making one or two cheeky changes. We haven't actually got a fullback on the bench, I don't think. Which, I'll be honest, is a bit of an oversight from me. I will take the blame for that one, because I forgot that back could actually play in this game because it's not a league game. That is a bit of an oversight from me. Never mind. We're going to rest Cottrell. Matty Daly's going to come on. I also swapped Shipley and Daly around. Those are the main changes. The big ones being Kapakpe and Cottrell and Emerson all coming off. We're going to rest those guys. Jake O'Brien, Matty Daly and Tommy Lee all coming on just to get a bit of minutes. Just to hopefully, fingers crossed, just see us through this game and get them a bit of match time as well. If we can see 2 quick goals here because of those substitutions, I will be heartbroken. Genuinely. Right, Shipley looking for Knight. Knight just gets flattered there, but Daly manages to win the ball back. Kilgore now out wide to Lyons Foster. Lyons Foster out to Knight. Knight drifting out wide. He's looked so much more effective in this game, which has been lovely to see. Goes inside that left foot. It's not a good shot, but it's nice to see him actually get in that position. The problem I've had with him is in a lot of highlights, he's not been getting in those positions. It's been really frustrating. So it's nice to see him actually even get a go. And we've blundered a bit there, and have we got away with it? We've got away with it just about. That was messy. But I suppose it doesn't matter as long as we get away with it. But the time is ticking towards the end of the match, and we're getting towards that point where they might just be able to squeeze a sloppy goal in. Lee's just utterly beaten now. What's he currently playing as? Pressing forward, so he really should be doing better there. O'Brien wins the ball back. Takes it down quite well, actually. Quite impressed with that. But then gives the ball away to Barlow, of all people. I don't know why of all people. I don't know who he is. I'm sure he's a nice chap. Right. O'Brien gets it back to Okonkwo. Okonkwo out to Kilgore. Bit risky playing out the back like that. Not got you set to do that, boys, but whatever. And then we lose the ball because we go for the silly long ball again. O'Brien is there sweeping it up again. Gives it to Shipley. Shipley now to Beck. Beck looking forward, looking for options. He's looking for someone to run behind the line. Daly can't get on the end of that though because it was intercepted. But we intercepted again. This is a long phase of play. But we've won it back. And it's Ben Knight again bombing forward, looking for options. Gets it into Lee. Lee looking to make it 4. He does make it 4. Tommy Lee, the substitute, gets it in the back and it's 4-1. I'm pretty sure that's game over. Job done. Job done. Very happy with that. Very happy indeed. Knight just runs through the gap in between the players there. Passing through to Lee. That's a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Do we have a substitution left? We do. Let's have a check. We do. We have some tired players as well. Right. Who do we take off? Who do we need for the game against Liverpool? Fullback, so we've got no cover for them whatsoever. So I think I'm going to rest. Yeah, I'm going to rest Ben Knight. Had a great game. Fair play to him. He's risen to the challenge. We'll put Daly up as the shadow striker. We'll put him as an attacking midfielder instead. Apia Forson can come back and he can be the D-line playmaker. He can do that. Well, he is the vice captain, of course. So now we know who's going to be on the pitch as the captain. I wonder who it was before. Should have looked because it would have said on here and I've completely missed it. Right, final highlight of the game, surely. 3 minutes of added time. We're into the first one already. Big ball forward. Dodds is there, brings it down beautifully. But, Okonkwo makes the save. Big boy save there from Okonkwo, and that is full time. It is 4-1. We go through to the next round. I'm a very happy chappy. That is a good match to come back to. In terms of making videos, a very good match indeed. We don't know how about Cup. I mean, it's important to see that Liverpool, pushed by a Sheffield United side, who apparently have Christian Pulisic in the team. I mean, I didn't see that coming, if I'll be honest with you. Didn't see that coming at all. Right, well, I'll accelerate forward to 3 days. And we're prepared to get battered by Liverpool. So that sounds like fun. Okay, we're back for the game against Liverpool, and we've got problems. We've got big problems. So we knew Josh Phillips was going to be out of the game. We knew that Bristow was going to be out of the game. We're missing just a couple of players as well. Owen Beck is suspended, Apia Forson is suspended, and Jordan Shipley is suspended. Basically, both of the ball-winning midfielders that we typically use are suspended. So we've had to get a bit creative. So bearing in mind we're playing against Liverpool, we're dropping the midfield back for this game. I want to make sure that is actually set up to next match only. We're making sure that we are going to be as defensively solid as possible. We don't want to be doing anything too silly. I'm going to leave them on support though, so they still get a bit forward. But as a result, the midfield's a little bit sketchy, so let's just introduce you to the 11 we're going to be using, shall we? It's a Conquer in goal. O'Brien, Barnes and Hockenhull in defence. Lyons, Foster, Cartrell, Daly and Kapakpe making a 4 across the defensive midfield kind of line, if you want to think of it that way, just to try and shield that defence a little bit more, with the ability to push on, of course, with Pollock and Knight supporting Emerson up front. We are praying in this game that it is not that embarrassing. I don't know how it's going to go. Oh, because of the suspension crisis as well. Jake Berry, Tom Moore, you've never met them before, you'll never meet them again. They're both 1-star ability. They've both not got that much potential. They're both youngsters who are currently in an under-21 team. Yeah, that is where... Oh, you're not having those numbers, sons. Sorry, you're not having those numbers at all. That's more like it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really have much hope for this game. I've got even less for it now that that's happened. I think we're going to get absolutely trounced in this game, and we're just going to have to watch it happen. Having said that, that is not an impressive Liverpool team. I mean, okay, Joe Gomez, Kelleher, they're decent players. But, they are definitely going to beat us. Let's just get that out of the way right now. They're definitely going to beat us. Question is how badly. And I don't know. I mean, Harvey Elliott's in there as well. I don't know who this Mario George is. I don't know who Kiko is. Joe Gomez, we know who he is. Leo Normand. I feel like I've seen his name before. Pollock is trying to make a tackle there. Can't quite get the pressing right. Henderson's in there as well. I missed him completely. Running end, Jorgensen. What a strike that is. And that is probably a sign of things to come. But what I haven't spoken about is why I'm so happy about this game. Money. I know it probably helps more when you're in the lower leagues, but let's not forget we're going to get a payday from coming to Anfield. We're going to get a payday for this game. The 40-odd thousand seat stadium, assuming the game hasn't upgraded it yet. That's a lovely goal. It's a 40-odd thousand seat stadium. In fact, it's 60,000. The attendance is 60,000, and I believe we get a decent share of that. Emerson trying to cross the ball in there. We practically had an attack then. Proud of the boys, very proud of them. It's a 60,000 seater stadium. We're going to get a cut of the gate of this. That's going to be a decent amount of money. We are kind of hemorrhaging money a little bit at the moment. I don't know whether it's just because we're spending money on players that we think will get us out of this division, and it is starting to show. Emerson just bowed out of the running now, and I'm not very happy with it. So I don't know. I don't know whether it will actually help, but getting any money into the club is going to be nice. Liverpool are just passing it around us like we are just cones on the ground. It's kind of impressive. This Doak kid is so good. And Harvey Elliott. I mean, Harvey Elliott at this level is a cheat code. He's just a cheat code. It's 9 minutes in and we're 2 down. We're going to encourage the boys because we know we're getting battered here. We know we're getting battered. This is all about the experience. This is all about getting to play at Anfield. Competitive games. So let's not be too disheartened about it. We knew this was not going to go well. It was just how not well it was going to go. Knight has put Pollock in through here, though. And Pollock might have an opportunity. He's gone for the shot. And Kelleher, forced to make the save. We have a corner. We could cheese a corner. We actually could cheese a corner. We've got a couple of big meaty boys at the back. Cottrell whips it in. Looking for one of them. Doesn't find him. Barnes tries to head it back. Why Barnes is on the edge of the area, I don't. And it remains 2-0 to Liverpool. Ben Knight is actually hurt, so we are going to have to take him off. I'm going to do that now. I'd rather not keep him on there if he's hurt. I'm going to bring on the former Liverpool man, James Balagizi. I'm going to bring him on. Doak's just in here, and Hockenhull had to deal with it. He deals with it well. Kapakpe heads it out. Pollock heads it to Ben Knight. Ben Knight looking for Emerson, and Emerson can't quite get there, but Pollock manages to win it again. Pollock having a decent game here, you know. Ben Knight was as well. Unfortunately, we are having to make that change because I just don't want to risk anything. Especially if he is starting to come into form, I'd rather rest him and give him the chance to recover a little bit quicker rather than forcing him to play this game, get demoralised and injured. I'd rather him not have to do that. Liverpool is just another level. I mean, we knew that. In fact, they're 2 levels above us. Let's be honest. we knew a battering was coming. But if we get to half-time at 2-0, I'm not going to be too unhappy. If we get to half-time at 2-1, I'm going to be delighted. Roundtree with an awful pass there from the Liverpool back line. Kelleher just completely undone by it. So Barnes makes the free kick into nowhere. There's no risk here whatsoever, although there is pressure from Kapakpe, who's our emergency left-back today, and Pollock. And then that happens. Kelleher, no chance there. Roundtree at fault. And we only trail by a goal. 2-1. I am very proud of everyone's efforts. I thought that had G'd them up a little bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We go again. We go again. Let's see whether we can get another one. Imagine if we took this to... I don't want a replay, because why would I want a replay? We'll get battered in the replay. They'll put their proper 11 out. But imagine if we got another goal. Cottrell heads it out, looking for Emerson. Emerson really not been involved other than the goal, but then he is playing as a poacher, and that is the whole point of a poacher, is that you are just there to put the ball in the back of the net. That is the whole point of a poacher, really, if we're being honest. It's still only 2-1, and we're getting towards the 70th minute. We're getting towards substitute o'clock. Now, the problem is, I'd quite like to move things around in the midfield. Can't do that. Why can't I do that? Glad you asked. Got no midfielders. I'm not bringing one of the youngsters on. That's just not happening. Tommy Lee, if he could play as a defensive midfielder, I would bring him on. We do have Finn back on, though. We can play as a defensive midfielder. I'm just wondering, do we do that, or do we... And you know what? Lance Foster's not a good game. Finn back's going to come on for him instead. We'll do that. Attacking midfielder's not having the best games in the world. Tommy Lee, I think, could come on for Pollock. He's had a decent game. He's just tired. That's the only reason I'm thinking of bringing him off. In fact, we're going to do that. Tommy Lee's on. Tommy Lee is on. Sam Barnes, unfortunately, hasn't had a very good game today. Ben Hockenhull, apparently, though, is bossing it completely, which is good to see. Very good to see, in fact. Cottrell's tired. Kapakpe's tired. I'm thinking, do we make another change? Go with the ones that we're making. Because everyone we've taken off is knackered. Apart from Ben Knight, but we thought might have an injury. We're going to take him off. But that midfield is an issue. I would quite like, if I'm honest, someone else in that midfield for Cottrell. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to smooth things around. Finn back is going to become a defensive midfielder. Put him there as a ball winner. But apparently he can't play in any of these positions. Let it reset. Let's just welcome one to the pitch first, and then I'll change his position that way, because apparently it doesn't want to let me do it. Right, ball winning midfielder. Apparently he can't play. It says he can... Oh, hang on. It swapped them back around. That's why. Right. You go there. You go there. Right. That's what I want. There we go. Thank you, game. Thank you for understanding. Right. Let's just see if we can shore things up a little bit. Bit of energy in the midfield. We're on another attack here. Balagizi, the former Liverpool man, he's gone out wide. He's gone out wide. Into Daly. Daly goes for the shot. Why did he shoot? He should have squared it. Emerson now running the wrong way. Gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien now. Going to Barnes. Barnes. Back to O'Brien. Could have gone out wide there, but didn't. Back to Hockenhull. Hockenhull to Kapakpe, the emergency left back. Into Lee, the substitute. Lee now. In the box to Emerson. Is this going to be one of the big... It's not one of the biggest, let's be honest. There's been such bigger FA Cup shocks in history. But this is going to be one of the biggest shocks we could possibly have in this save. It's 2-2 after 78 minutes. Zach Emerson with his second of the game. I think we've given away a sloppy free kick here. It's Harvey Elliott's take. And immediately puts them back ahead. I know, tell the boys to fire up. We've done so well. I'm so proud of this team. We've got no right to be within a shout of this game, and yet we are just trying our best. And that's all I can ask. Right, Hockenhall's going to go there. We're going to take Sam Barnes off. Sam Barnes needs to have a bit of a rest, really. He's absolutely shattered. And then I don't have anyone else who could feasibly come on. It's defenders and the two. It's a defender or two and the two youngsters. We bring one of the youngsters on just for a bit of match day experience. Yeah, do you know what? It's a mad thing to do, but we're going to do it. Jake Berry's coming on. First ever appearance for the club as a youngster. It's against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Well, we've given it a good go. We've given everyone at Anfield a show. The travelling fans can go home happy that their team have really put an effort in today. We really have as well. We're not far behind them. We've done really, really well. We should be really proud of this performance. Very, very proud. I need to pick this carefully. Go with that one. Absolutely delighted. Individual. Hockenhall. Emerson. Tommy Lee. Thought you did well. Thought you did very well, lads. I thought that was going to be a massacre, and in the end, only by a goal. Only by a goal. Right, how bad is... Oh, Tommy Lee's injured as well. 6 to 8 days. All of the injuries are coming at the moment. And Katie, the head physio, look how happy she is about it. She's put a dodgy bet on, hasn't she? Right, well, we're not going to give him injections. Physio, 6 to 8 days, fine. You'll miss the next game. Balagizi, 1 to 2 days, that's fine. Ben's going to be fine. He should be fit for Stockport County. That should be okay. I should have really shown you the Liverpool game and the Stockport County game, really, shouldn't I? That would have been the two that would have made the most sense. What? Wow. As returns to the series go, that was quite impressive, wasn't it? As you can see, still sitting atop of League One. 51 points still. I'm a bit... It's interesting as well, because we've not got an equal record. So we've won 15, they've won 16. But we've drawn more than they have, and they've lost more than we have. So that's quite interesting. Sam Barnes still, by far and away, the best player in the league, which is maddening to me. 2 years in a row in 2 separate leagues, he is the best player in the league. And we'll see whether that maintains for the rest of the season, of course. But, right. Let's have a look and see when we're going to be back for the next episode. Okay, I think originally we were going to come back somewhere in February to March. I think we'll stick with that. But I think the biggest thing we need to do is come back around the Peterborough game. So maybe, just maybe, we come back between Charlton and Peterborough. We come back in this period here because Peterborough, in the nicest possible way, are our nearest rivals at the moment at the top of the table, which we shouldn't be anywhere near. So that'd be an interesting game to come to. I think that is going to be the one that makes the most sense. So we'll do that. We'll come back for that. There might be 1 or 2 new faces in here. You never know. Possibly between now and then. I'm not planning on bringing anyone in other than maybe an emergency pair of fullbacks, or maybe someone who can cover both sides of our system in the wing-back positions. But you never know. Maybe there'll be a new face. Maybe there won't. You'll just have to watch the next episode to find out. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, again, please remember to hit that like button for me and subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content on the channel. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.